everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently, Dad and I decided to watch Shadowlands, which concerns C.S. Lewis's life, right about the time when he met Joy. Now, if you're familiar with his books, then you know Joy was the complete opposite of what he was. She was an intellectual, just like he. Smart, brilliant, but very brash, kind of disarming. She was extremely honest, and um, she didn't skirt any issues. She just got straight to the point. She took him off guard, I think, and this was depicted just absolutely stupendously in the film. It was beautifully done, and it's very fantastically depicted. Sir Anthony Hopkins portrays Mr. Lewis breathtakingly, I believe. I just love this role for him. I can't see anybody else portraying Lewis like he did. And I think everybody else did a sensational job. The movie was phenomenal. It's very emotional. I won't tell you why, but it explains the title Shadowlands quite a bit, which is very profound and thought-provoking. C.S. Lewis himself, um, he was an atheist, and it explains why this was. And he's one of my favorite writers and someone to which I aspire to be like, because I feel like my writing is similar to his. We think alike, we write alike, uh, although my writing might be a little bit more like Douglas Adams or Terry Pratchett. When I get into my wittier work, I'm a lot like Lewis. I can relate quite a bit to him. He was an academic. He was a man who was very, very wise, very sagely, and he tried to understand the problem of pain, which is a book that he wrote, and he described pain as God's megaphone to human beings, just to make us understand how much we rely upon him, and it's to make us into more perfect human beings. He equivocates this as to the master. That would be the master artist. That is what he calls our creator, who's holding a chisel. And of course, when he's carving us into the creations that we are meant to become, it hurts. Nobody likes to be chiseled. Now, it always brings back the question, why do bad things happen to good people? And he answers that. He answers this question in such an eloquent way. And I feel that his answer is the best answer I've heard so far. It's just to perfect us. And I myself think that pain is brought on by us, since we have a free will. We can either choose to learn from it or cause it to drag us down and make us despondent or depressed or bitter, which I haven't. I've learned quite a bit from some painful experiences. One of those that's very near and dear to my heart was the death of my mother in '08. And yeah, I do admit I do miss her, and I cry about her sometimes not being here and wanting to see her again. But I know that I will see her again someday, and I do see her in my dreams, and she will make herself known to me in ways that you never would have thought possible. But the realm of the spirit is one of those things that is very unusual and hard to comprehend and grasp, because we like things that are tactile and empirical. And I think Lewis himself was of the same ilk. He wanted to understand why these things were happening to him. And I won't say what occurs because it's very heart-wrenching to watch. And going through it myself, I could relate very clearly to this. And it is exactly as it is portrayed. And that's what makes it even that much more ecstatic at the end. And I felt nothing but elation after seeing this film. And watch the extras with the actors and actresses who are interviewed. The interviews are just, they're fabulous, and they're very thought provoking, and they really cause you to think a lot more about humanity, men versus women, spirituality, just different subjects that are all interconnected in little ways that you never would have thought of before. And that's what makes it so interesting. I was just completely fascinated by this documentary, and I highly recommend it for people who, like myself, are fans of Mr. Lewis's work. And there's a book called Surprised by Joy, which I'm going to be reading for my own edification as well as my father's. Um, as far as films are concerned, this one easily earns 2 thumbs way up. This goes without saying. 5 stars, without a doubt. It is absolutely marvelous. It is nothing short of just exemplary. It truly is an exceptional film, and it is just stellar in every way, shape, and form. And I don't know if Anthony got an Oscar or if he received any awards. He should have for this film, because it's just, he is C.S. Lewis as far as I'm concerned. He matched my description of the man. Um, that's basically all I have to say about Shadowlands. And if you have a chance to pick it up and watch it, do so. And if you're not really a fan of anything like that, all I could say is approach this with an open mind. You can learn through this, and I know that I have in times past. I used to have a closed mind, but after college, my experiences were just broken, and I can say that due to the classes that I took, my perspective is so much different than it used to be, and thankfully I was able to be receptive to this, and not be very stringent or buttoned up about it. I decided to learn from these experiences, and I've also learned from uh, everything that has occurred from '08 onward. I'm much more mature now than I was then. I can say that it has made me a better person. I don't wish it on anybody. I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. It taught me a lot about life, and I hold humanity, life itself, in high accord. I think that it is paramount that we respect life. Uh, I think death should be handled with dignity. It's just another chapter. I do believe in life hereafter, although I have not seen it myself. I know what it feels like to love and loss for 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 it's a very agonizing experience. There's nothing that can compare to that kind of excruciating pain. But if you, I'm just going to say this for those of you who don't know what it's like to lose somebody you've loved. Don't say to somebody who has lost somebody that they have loved, "Oh, you'll get over it." they'll probably want to knock you out, more than likely, or they just probably won't talk to you ever again. It's not the most. It's not an easy transition at all. Grief is a process, and actually, Lewis, he portrays that very well in the film, and he. It goes on to show that even though there is tragedy, there is joy that comes afterward, and that is with anything else. And joy actually said herself, the pain that we experience presently will lead to the joy thereafter. And I thought, wow, that is the most profound thing. There were a lot of pithy statements like that, and I couldn't agree more. I agree wholeheartedly. It's true, and pain is transient, and it shapes us. It makes us better. And I know this sounds kind of strange. I'm not a masochist. I'm not a sadist. I'm just saying it. It forms us into better people, and it helps us relate to those who have also gone through tragedies. And have had we not had our own suffering, had I not gone through this suffering, I would not be able to relate to my fellow human being. If you know when they have suffering of their own, my heart goes out to people like that. I cannot not be saddened by their own tragedies. It means that I'm human being. It means that I am a human, since I can experience these emotions and comfort them. And that's why we are able to do so. We are meant to be social, as Jane Goodall would have said in observing great apes. We are social creatures, and we are meant to interact. Um, so this is very practical, I think, because we need to have the sort of reaction with each other, and I think that's what Shadowlands also gets into a little bit. And thank heaven for the ability to comfort others and to sorrow with them and to rejoice when they rejoice as well. And I know it's cliched, but after the rainbow, there's always the rain. After the rain, there's always the rainbow. And the rainbow is usually brighter and more brilliant and vivid than the rain ever was. The sun breaks through those clouds eventually. You just have to be patient to see that.